had enough of this palaver. Let's get the show on the road.
Wow. Patrice just did some great radio for us. 1, 2, 3, 5 people, Patrice.
For the
I was cursing
staff.
up a storm. I couldn't even figure out. I wanted to save it, but it was too much cursing.
Patrice.
Yeah.
Learn from me.
All right, I'm going to
Patrice will
shutting
go
up.
Patrice will go off on this unbelievable great rant, and I'm like, dude, just save it for the radio.
And I never listen. I'm saving it from now on.
And then we have to try to do like take 2. That works out right.
Recreate the magic.
I was saying this, but it's not important.
I think because we created an environment around here where it's a hang, where like, oh yeah, that's right, we're actually doing this for people.
Yeah.
I figured you'd just come back.
No, we were
it's
talking about
natural just to sit there and.
I know. Don't talk. Don't talk.
Don't talk.
Okay,
Don't look
talk.
at each other. No, actually, you saved some of it. We were talking about the sexual harassment suit against Madison Square Garden and Isaiah Thomas, and she was awarded $11.5 million.
$11.5 million.
And
based on what?
That's what.
What?
And I talked about this when it was going down, and we realized it was $11.5 million. Stupid me, I'm thinking, wow, some horrific things must have been done to this woman.
Actual rape victims don't get money like that.
No.
But Patrice, when I heard it was $11.5 million, I'm thinking that some kind of was going on.
Of course,
some kind of
you're right.
and maybe the bad one.
It wasn't the bad one. It was just set up.
It was just dumb little words.
Let me tell you something. Harassment evolves like anything, like liquor. You don't start off going, "Hey, I'm gonna put my face right there." Good morning, girl I just met. Here's where I'm gonna bite, and here's where I'm gonna touch. It starts off with, "Hey, what's happening, baby? How you feeling? Good to meet you." And you look good today. Maybe a month later, you're looking good. Guys restrain. This is the thing that pisses me off about ladies right now. I'm driving up the street, in my giant truck, and some Puerto Rican girl cuts me off and gives me that man look of, what you gonna do, that protective, and the only thing that protects her is my restraint. That's why you exist, is that I don't take my truck and do a police cutoff,
get out of the
punch
car,
through your window like
maneuver.
the Terminator, and drag you around the street and say to myself, here's my thing. I have to argue with myself, am I going to go to jail for throwing this woman through a window, or am I going to just do nothing like I'm going to do?
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
And she knows that, and she knows
that.
And she knows the odds are in her favor that you ain't getting out of that car.
And she can't say, "Sir, thank you. I didn't cut you off. It wasn't personal. I just did what I was going to do to anybody.
Right.
And I understand you're 6'4", 300 pounds, and I'm just a little Puerto Rican girl, and you could kill me. And I appreciate you restraining your actual manness and allowing me to exist on this earth.
Instead of giving you the entitled face.
And that face of you. And that's what happens when you go to work. It's unfair. Here's what you start doing if you own a company. Make women come dressed as a Teletubby. No sexuality. You don't know it's a woman except for the fact that she's under a Teletubby costume. Where I'm not forced to have to, and I say this on, dude, is like...
here's the latest one?
No!
Oh, my God. Did you see her?
Oh, my. Who the hell sexually harassed her?
She's the latest one now that's suing.
And could I say it? Because I don't want you guys to get in trouble.
Go ahead.
She is a mess.
A mess.
She looks like a mixture between Florida from Good Times and James from Good Times. Nobody's harassing her. And you know why?
James, I was sexually harassed today down at work.
The boss pinched my ass.
What happened, baby?
Yeah.
I was sexually harassed, James.
She should be happy that she's harassable.
JJ, I was sexually harassed. What happened, Mama? Well, I was just walking around the office and someone said hi. That ain't sexual harassment. James! Yes, it is. Like anyone would sexually harass Florida. She said it looked like I had wheelbarrow inner tubes around my neck.
She was a mess. And that's what I'm saying. She's a mess. Be real.
Yeah.
Be real. No one harassed you.
Wow, so...
It has to stop.
Harassment, James.
Well, she said she did it for all women, but Ed and I argue the point that that's just going to make a lot of bosses out there hire less women.
I'm not hiring.
We refuse to work with a woman on this radio show, and a lot of and I know a lot of the faithful listeners have heard this, but we'll say it again. A lot of consultants say, you should hire a woman. It'll balance out some things. It'll protect you from certain special interest groups and this and that. It'll be a nice balance to the radio show. I'm like, screw that.
Hire a tough gay guy if you want that effect.
Right.
A gay guy who can fight and can defend himself against harassment. You know what? Having women and men work together in certain, it's like, and I say it's like having a grizzly bear work with salmon dipped in honey. and the salmon walks in and goes, "Hi, grizzly bear," and you're like, and then every day she's coming in and then she gets comfortable with you. She talks to you. She even talks to you about what her problems are that day. She talks to you about what she's going through.
Right.
She gives you a little bit of a vibe that you don't know about.
Vibe.
It should be one day a year. It should be sexual harassment day. It should be a day
just to blow off all that steam.
No, where you go.
How about instead of casual Fridays, it's sexual harassment
Fridays.
Day.
One day. Because you work with women that you go, God, I bet you she's a whore. I bet you she would do something in the broom closet with me. And you just get one day to ask. Just to ask, would you?
Well, and here's something that's really, really important.
Yeah.
Cleavage is a turn-on, not a fashion statement.
Right. It's a sexual thing. They get to women can live their sexuality.
Right. Women walk around with their cleavage showing, thinking it's a fashion statement. No, it's still a major turn-on to guys.
I would come in to the office and be giving a memo, and he would be staring at my breasts. Well,
can I tell you how?
Well, look at what you got him hanging out.
We're barely removed from being cavemen.
Yeah.
Can I
if you really look at time and.
Can I tell you how my girlfriend got me to sleep? We hung around with each other a long time before we did anything, and she finally was getting frustrated that I wasn't doing anything. So, long story short, how she got me to sleep with her? She went upstairs. She invited me up. She went to take a shower, wore a T-shirt, went in front of the TV to pick something up, and the T-shirt went up, and I saw everything.
All of a sudden, it becomes like an X-ray.
So I'm like, okay, she wants me to, because I saw everything, and I'm sitting there going, this is the freedom they have to assault us like this. Where if I bent over and all my balls was just swinging, and the other thing was showing,
right?
I'd get that if that was my way of getting some, we'd be killed.
Yeah,
I'd be arrested.
Yep.
But they get to freely do what they do, and at the same time, we have to restrain. That's what I'm saying. The movement is due to my letting you. Mm-hmm. It is. We restrain ourselves, and they give us no credit for that.
I'm being reminded. Patrice, you were telling us how sexual harassment gets started at the workplace. You didn't really fully go with that. It starts with a little.
It doesn't go. You don't start off by going, hey, if you're a girl, I go, oh boy, look at your blonde locks. I like to grab them and shove your head in.
Right.
It starts off with, hey, how are you? And hey, how you doing? Hey, good to see you.
Yeah, you never go right to Z.
You don't.
You got to start at A.
There's a level you get to when you just go. And then here's the thing. Here's how it starts. She always ups it a notch.
It's playing along.
I see it happening here with little, what's her name? Doing the little in-between breaks. Good job, booby dooby dooby. rubbing shoulders. And you want one of my great massages? Oh, that feels great. Can I get one of you? Sure. And you're careful at first. And then she goes, oh, God, that feels good. That's my spotty. This is 3 months in. You know what I mean? Then the 6th month in is she, give me one of those massages. And then it gets a little more sensual. And she's just, ooh. And you're sitting there fighting your madness to first grab her around the top of her neck and go, you like that, huh? And then the second is to stop it from rising. You know what I mean? Because it's getting there. So then the 9th month comes in, okay? She gives you yours, you give her hers. She's sitting on your lap, and that hotness in that area is just, you feel some energy. Then one day you go, okay.
All right, I guess she wants it.
Okay.
Or I'm going to try this now.
Time to make the move.
And then you realize
to make the move.
You don't know the rules that she was only going to go this far.
I bet, ready? Here it is. I bet you. Man, I bet you are those real? Excuse me?
Excuse me? What did you just say?
Did you ask me if my breasts were real? Wasn't
And
you're up to calling each other nicknames by now. Right. Isaiah probably calling that lady, "Hey, big draws." And she calls
Big
him,
draws.
"What's up, my little point guard from the '80s?" I bet you was swinging like one of them '80s ones, ain't it?
Big draws, bitch.
Hey,
was probably like
big draws, bitch.
a term of endearment.
BDB.
I think
Yeah.
Isaiah is more pissed off that his friends are thinking that he thought this broad was hot.
Yeah, was actually harassable.
When he's on the golf course with his buddies, he's like probably going, "Doesn't this bitch know what I get on
I
the
wouldn't
side?"
touch
She
her.
messed up. Do you realize that's why they have women like that around? Those are the sexual harasser. They're the harassees. You
Yep.
gotta be able to just say it to somebody. You gotta get that steam off.
Yeah.
See, that's what I'm saying, dude. It's gonna happen. Women gonna wonder why no one's hiring them, and you can't prove it's you can't make a person hire you. The only thing
Right.
you could do is once you're hired, you pull this stuff. But a guy could go, "You're not qualified."
She said she did it for all the women that have to go to work in the morning and want a job. She screwed over so many women
Absolutely.
by doing this.
Less
because
women will be hired because of this.
What
Frivolous.
guy?
Absolutely.
What guy is now going to want to go through that crap?
Yeah.
When he has to fire a woman, and she's just going to go into court and go, "Oh, this one said this."
You
this
got
one said
bosses
that."
all over America going $11.5 million for what? For a few words? What?
If you
Yeah.
look at the news now, whatever this girl is, it's just a little bit of meat, a little bit of breast meat.
Right.
That's sexuality, man. And it's like, for me to just not say something, you're being unfair. Oh, we should be able to have to come to work. Yes.
Yeah.
If that guy has a tie, he probably has a nice chest. I don't
doesn't.
walk around with some of my
Going with,
nipple
like-
out or
Right. Well,
Fabio shirt on.
yeah,
we would all have to be electric shocked to all of a sudden think that cleavage, like I said earlier, is a fashion statement and not a turn on.
because it's just the meat. Men have all we have
We're
to do
we're
is
visual.
look at one thing and create the rest. Create.
Right.
When I see a girl that still has, you don't see it much anymore, but if I catch a glimpse of two things, woman like plumber, booty, cleavage, if I catch a girl with just that bit of the butt crack showing,
You know how
she
to.
bends down to pick up a little
You
dog
could
or
fill
something
in
the street.
all the blanks and make an image of her ass in your head.
I created it already. And
Yeah.
then some women, I don't know if white women have it, but black girls have it still sometimes. There's a hairline from the belly button down to the thing.
Right.
To the thing.
To the thing.
All right.
And it's just like, ooh. Oh, now I just created your entire bottom.
Hey, we got a woman on the line here from Colorado, Kristen. Kristen, what's up?
Hey, fellas. Love you, Patrice. Nice
you.
to have you back on the air. This
Thank
is
you.
not sexual harassment. This is foreplay. Let's call it what it is.
Foreplay how? Like,
What Isaiah was possibly saying to her?
Oh, like
I
they.
just don't believe in sexual harassment. It's foreplay. Boys and girls, men and women play that game.
Yeah, there's always that
someone
sexual
to get-
tension at work.
so what
when
protects us from you? Like, here's the thing. What's fair is that I think the fact that a dude who would jump out of a bush and grab a woman and take her humanity,
Yeah.
the fact that women can't do that, it may be that this is ultimate justice because they can't just do that to a man.
Right.
Like
Generally, can't come out and give me something, and he's just crying, please don't make
Yeah,
me
yeah.
do this
That's
to you.
rape.
And right, but that's what I'm saying. You can't rape us for the most part. So I think that this is a way of kind of making it fair that false accusations can be put on men, and that's the almost. It's not as bad, but it's just if you go to jail for the rest of your life for something you didn't do, or you lose your job and you have that stigma, that is as bad to a man as the actual rapist to a woman, I would imagine. And I'm not comparing it. I'm just only saying how you would feel.
I remember when this sexual harassment thing really started getting some legs, and it was all about the fact that bosses were intimidating women through some kind of sexual behavior and using that to give them promotions and raises. Come on in here. I'll tell you, you want the promotion? You're going to have to earn it.
Out of 10 jobs.
1970?
And that's like the type of thing that was sexual harassment. This little playful crap around the office, or having a nude or semi-nude picture pinned up in your cubicle that she sees when she passes by, that isn't sexual harassment.
Absolutely.
That's called life on the job, and deal with it.
For crying out loud, women, get over it.
All right, Kristen, thank you.
Hey, later.
All right, peace. Let's say hi to Momo. Momo.
Hey, gentlemen, how you doing this morning?
Pretty good, Momo.
Hey, the reason that the whole sexual, first of all, there's two types of sexual harassment. The first type that Ann was referring to is called the quid pro quo. This for that. You want a promotion, you got to sleep with me. That is wrong. That's definitely wrong. But the sexual harassment we're talking about with the Isaiah Thomas thing, that whole playful banter, that has been in the workplace for years with men. It's all part of the competitiveness that men have with each other. And it's actually, I got an article that I can send off to Steve if you're like that. It's in a psychologist magazine. It talks about that the reason we do that with women is because we're treating them as equals. It's a politically incorrect thing to say, but the fact of the matter is that that's why that men do it. It's not because we're sexual or chauvinists or we're trying to demean them. We're just treating them like we would treat any other guy.
I don't see it's the syndrome of these women teachers going to jail for sleeping with young teenage boys, and men aren't outraged at all. Like, no guy goes, she should go to jail. Like that hot teacher that sleeps with a 14-year-old boy, we go, that 14-year-old boy must got a big rap. He must know how to talk to women.
Or we all think, where was she when we were growing up?
Exactly.
We don't. That's the only thought in our head.
I don't think we're thinking is equal. If I'm harassing a chick at the workplace, it's sexual, but you want her to want you. That's the thing. Nobody wants to make a woman feel uncomfortable. You want her to go, ooh,
Look at it is a kangaroo, on a racetrack.
I understand what you're saying, Patrice, but do you guys get what I'm trying to say?
Jeez,
hold on, we're so distracted. The video
it's
of the
causing
day
crashes.
Is a kangaroo during a motor sport race or whatever.
They're all laughing.
Yeah. Anything else, Momo? I'm sorry.
No, that's it, guys. I just wanted to put my 2 cents in.
No, it's an interesting point you bring to the discussion. Thank you, Momo.
All right, guys.
Hey, we are experts at this. I see we have a woman standing by. She's going to tell us that she was sexually harassed at work.
All right.
We'll be the judges.
All right.
To all the women out there, give us a call. 877-212-ONA. Tell us what happened at work, and we'll tell you if it was, truly sexual harassment or not. We don't think the Isaiah Thomas stuff is anywhere near, especially for $11.5 million.
Even from her,
when I was like I said,
her story.
Like when I was reading about, it, I'm like, wow, man, she must have been, thrown on a pinball machine or something.
Michael Vick must have been in there with
right, for $11.5 million, man. She must have been like tied up in a dungeon somewhere.
Michael Vick.
He tried to drown her in a bucket.
He should have.
She electrocuted her.
She looked worse than some of those dogs.
They picked her with one hand and slammed her on the butt.
Yeah, let's go to Kelly in Jersey. Kelly.
Hi, guys.
Hey.
I just wanted to see what Patrice's opinion was. I basically tried to get a job within a specific field, and I was told flat out by this guy that worked in the department, you'll never get hired because you're a girl. Now, is that sexual harassment?
All right, what was the job and what was the field?
It was an IT job.
IT job. Was that sexual harassment because
where's the sexuality in that?
Well, the guy told me flat out
that's gender harassment, maybe, but that ain't sexual harassment.
Yeah, sexual discrimination, maybe.
Yeah. Where's the sex?
Really?
Where's the sex?
There's no you're not being harassed. You're being told you can't get a job because of who you are.
Yeah, where's
discrimination, right?
Yeah, discrimination.
Yes.
Where's the ass pinch?
Yeah, you need that
in the scenario.
You need the folded pointer finger and then the thumb, and you got to squeeze your ass a little.
Where's the hey toots wink?
Right. Toots.
You're the reason, not you, because she sounds nice, but women who think this certain way is the reason why I got to look at ugly stewardesses. What happened to coffee, tea, and me?
You.
I got to look at some hag that I go, have you been working since the 70s? Or they just hired a mess like you with a bouffant hairdo and your married wedding ring and no sexuality
Patrice,
at all?
We did a whole break a couple of weeks ago, maybe not even that long, on stewardesses and what they used to look like and how the airlines commercials back in the 70s and early 80s were selling their stewardesses.
As
coffee, tea, or me.
And they would go like,
Mile High
Hi,
Club.
I'm Christine. Fly me to Florida. You know,
you got it,
like,
baby.
Fly me. And they like wear little skirts and stockings. E-Rock's got one.
Well, it'll take a minute. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, and they'd wear little skirts. They'd have the big the big hairdo going and the big heavy eye makeup. And they were supposed to look sexy. That was their job. Now it's just, like you said, older women,
it's not even older sexy, because I can get with a MILF thing. I could,
sure.
But it's just sterile like everything else. It's like, you want your apple juice or you want your Bloody Mary, and then it's like I'm going to the bathroom, and then the pilot decides to go, and it's just some ugly woman they got the thing now where the ugly stewardess protects the pilot now. Yeah. Sit down, you can't piss because the pilot is pissing. And it's like,
yeah, where are the sexy stews?
Here's an example. This is Fly Maggie. We got it? Yeah. All right, here we go. Listen to this, Patrice. They were just selling sex.
I'm Maggie. Fly me to New York. You'll love my 2 747s to Kennedy. Fly me.
Fly Maggie. Fly National.
You know what Fly is.
My 2 747s, baby.
And fly my hairy Cessna.
Just keep it right there. It stays on the air. Very good.
My 2 747s.
Why does it have to
That's
be two?
Right. Yeah.
Why do you have to mention two?
Fly 2 747s. What happened to that?
Fly equals...
I want you to land your L-1011 in my landing strip. Right. It's right between these two mountains. It's a dangerous approach, but once you land, it'll feel so good.
Now it's like, hi, I'm Ethel. We might be late. So get there early, because the Arabs mess it up for everybody. Goodbye.
Take your seats, please. We're on an active taxiway.
Yeah.
All right.
Where's
Maggie and her 2 747s?
And we all know what fly means.
Give me a...
Come on and fly me.
But
believe me, we know.
Wrong?
It starts with the same letter.
Yeah, it's another F word.
Why is that wrong?
Because...
Why is it wrong when there's some... See, it's integrity. Some women should have integrity.
Know why it's
some
wrong?
women shouldn't.
Some don't.
Know why it's wrong? Because we allowed them to vote.
Is that where it all went bad?
It all went bad.
I think the women's movement, the women's lib thing that we all laughed at with the bra burning and stuff, actually got some momentum, and people caved in to the point where...
Not people. Say that's the wrong word.
Who caved in?
Men. Not people.
Because why aren't there young, sexy stewardesses now? Because... they know if they hire them, they're going to not hire an older woman that is then going to turn around and sue them for not hiring them.
But they should. Look, here's the thing. Here's the deal I make. The old lady is the head of the plane. She's
Make her the matron.
That sits there on the phone and goes, hey, everybody.
The madam.
That's it. Exactly. Like a little plain hoe house.
Right. Plain hoe house.
Wait,
exactly.
Can I say something?
Yes.
There's an airline that only has beautiful people working on it. It's not even a commercial. MaxJet.
MaxJet?
Yeah.
I was in shock. MaxJet to London, and maybe because it's an English crew.
See, Europeans,
it's only beautiful people. It's like it's like Moonraker. It's like
Moonraker.
And it's all first class. The entire plane from front to back is first class.
Beautiful,
and
right?
It's just amazing. No ugly people at all.
The Opie and Anthony Podcast.
We're doing a show within a show today. Doesn't stop when we go to commercial.
Nah, the Pal Talkers get to hear it.
Yeah, the Pal Talkers get to hear what's going on during the commercials. That's right. It's the Opie and Anthony Show, the O&A virus spreading across America. Patrice O'Neill in for Jim Norton today.
Morning.
We segged right into movies during the break.
Yeah. We're talking about video games, and then we went into movies.
Well, Jack Nicholson, his latest movie's getting, 18 stars?
Oh, I can't wait to see that.
Everyone is saying this is good.
What is it? What is it called? The Departed?
Yeah.
Departed.
Oh,
Do you go to Rotten Tomatoes?
Scorsese.
I thought Rotten Tomatoes was for bad movies.
No, Rotten Tomatoes basically is the Brother Weeze turned me onto this. It's the greatest movie review site ever. Because they take all the reviews from all the major papers in America, and then they give you a nice average of what the movie's going to do.
Right.
Because, your local paper, you might have one of these movie reviewers that's too cool for the room, so you can't really feel...
Artsy, fartsy guy.
So you don't know where his head's...
Yeah.
You don't know where his head's at. He's giving, movies 1 star that deserve 3 or 4, and...
Right.
So Rotten Tomatoes, they take all the reviews, and then they give you 1 solid rating.
Yeah.
And Departed, for example, it has a 94% positive...
94?
94% positive review on Rotten Tomatoes.
That's huge, right?
That's massive.
It's
that means
huge.
like one guy didn't like the movie
But
in America.
it means somebody or a couple of reviewers didn't like it. How are these guys?
Nicholson, the same old.
Yeah, I don't really agree with. They gotta be one of these idiots that just I can't go along with the crowd. I can't.
Maybe the guy on it during his regular job, he reviews kitty porn, and there wasn't enough.
Not enough kitty porn in there.
Not enough kitty porn in this movie for him, so he had to give it a bad review.
I used to be on. This one guy I used to be on, like old white guy, because I was on this thing where I wanted all old white actors to disappear and move away, and I was really, I feel sorry for now, and I want him to make a comeback. Is that damn Kevin Costner? And,
oh yeah,
and The Guardian got such a disgusting review, and it's just like I really feel bad for him because it's
his
like
big comeback movie.
He really is the Brett Favre of acting.
But in the 80s and early 90s, that guy was making these epic movies that a lot of people would say, oh, it's too long and everything, but anytime they're on, I'm watching it.
In the greatest
I love
Western
that Postman.
ever made.
I love Waterworld. I love
The Postman.
The Postman was a great
Silverado
movie.
was the greatest Western. It's the best Western I've ever seen. Silverado, and then the one with Clint Eastwood. But I know you.
The Good, the Bad, the Ugly, and the Ugly?
None of his none of the spaghetti ones. The one with Gene Hackman and Morgan Freeman. The Unforgiven.
Unforgiven, or Unforgiven,
was
whatever. Yeah, that was a great movie.
It was great, but I loved The Postman.
Yeah.
All those.
Wait a minute, you just called me out saying I don't like Clint Eastwood? I didn't like that fight movie.
I thought you didn't like him now
I hate Clint Eastwood now.
All right, then
I hate.
Mad about it?
Unforgiven is pretty old now, bro.
It's about
that's
that
at
is
least
really
10
old.
years old. At least
99, right?
That's when he was still.
No way.
That's when you could still put
Give
him
me
in
a
the
date on
Western
that.
attire and he didn't look ridiculous.
Yeah, no, it changed for me when he's soaping up in Bridges of Madison County. Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, I got dragged to that movie.
Oh, that goddamn chick flick, Bridges of Madison County.
I got dragged to that piece of crap.
When
yes.
he's out by the well and he's got his shirt off and he's washing himself, and what's her name there is Meryl Streep is
right.
in the window watching him and slowly touching her shoulders and running her hands down her body, getting all hot, and he's just a mess. He's all
God,
like an old leather purse.
old man.
He had his baloney boobs.
What she was doing, she wasn't getting off on him. She was touching her shoulders.
She was touching herself.
I feel the same way he looks.
Like, oh, I got the heebie-jeebies looking at him.
I feel leathery.
Are you ready to feel old? Unforgiven, 1992.
Oh, okay.
Is that 92?
That's an old movie now. That's an old
Is that
movie.
considered old?
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Think
someone
about it.
born then is how old? A teenager right now. 14
Yeah,
years old.
yeah.
But no, Unforgiven I consider new.
And let's get
That's
real.
pretty old.
Unforgiven was an amazing Clint Eastwood movie, right? After that, it was In the Line of Fire,
Great movie.
which was a good movie.
Great movie,
A
man.
Perfect World, Bridges of
I
Madison
like The
County.
Perfect World. That was good.
Which one was that?
And that was Costner. That was Kevin Costner with the little kid.
That was a Clint Eastwood
He
movie?
kidnaps the little kid, or
That was a Clint Eastwood movie.
yeah.
Clint Eastwood's you can't.
That was. I'll give you that. That was a good movie.
All right.
Clint's amazing, man.
And then you go Absolute Power, True Crime, Space Cowboys,
That was awful.
Blood Work, and then that freaking fight movie that everyone loved. I couldn't stand
that
Million
movie,
Dollar
that-
Baby.
That made me fizz. It was the most unnecessary. You shouldn't be that sad at a movie.
How much
unless
more
it's
depressing.
real.
Yeah.
Unless they do a movie of someone who actually. But even if it's real, it's like, you know what? At least like when she dies, like put her in a robot chair or something. But it's like for half the movie, I watch her deteriorate into like in the bedpan stuff. It was like,
Yeah.
do I have to watch
Why?
this? When is this
Why?
going to turn for me? No. Then he leaves. Here's what I hate. I don't like when a character leaves a movie and at the end of the movie it doesn't go, It doesn't tell you what happened to the character. With just a little
What do you
line.
want? The friggin' Animal House ending? Where
Yes, I want
Yeah.
Animal.
I want
Pluto
that ending for
Blutarski
every movie.
goes
Pluto
on
married
to-
her. All right, Pluto.
Yeah.
All right,
becomes
baby.
Senator Blutarski. That's what you want, the Animal House
man,
ending.
He went crazy in Vietnam.
The Fast Times, the Fast Times at
Times.
Ridgemont High.
Yeah.
Jeff Spicoli spent the reward money hiring Van Halen to play at his birthday party.
Is that all Jeff did? Damn.
You know what they do? Because Hollywood has to do their thing and be too cool. You know. How about this?
damn.
Every movie has the Fast Times at Ridgemont High ending after the credits.
So
Most
you-
people are out
you
of the
like
theater.
Fast Time at Ridgemont High.
If you want to,
I
yeah.
like it.
oh yeah,
I loved it.
If you want that type of ending, you just sit through the credits and wait, so you could be
Then you
taken
get-
care of.
I always thought it was a little silly on a drama. Like comedies, it's one thing. But in a drama, it's kind of silly to put that end thing, what happens to the characters, because it's fictional. You know what happens? They turn back into the actors. They went to their wonderful homes and had wonderful meals.
No, man, no. You gotta please give me Blutarski, Senator.
You want
Blutarski.
Senator
I want,
Blutarski taking off with the hot chick in the car?
Oh man, that jerk, because he beat him up early in the movie. That jerk, good. He died in Vietnam.
And D-Day,
Good.
they don't even know where he is.
Good. She got pregnant. Good.
Whereabouts
Good for
unknown.
her.
Oh, she had a waterhead. All right, yeah. 'Cause I didn't like her in the movie.
Oh, the virgin guy got to go out with the other. Did you know what? That's good. He deserved it.
Spider bifida. Damn. I was really liking her.
Yeah,
Judge
every movie.
Reinhold, after he splashed that man in the face with the hot coffee, what happened to Judge? what?
He lost a
happened to
toe in a lawnmower accident. Just get stupid.
You gotta have that, man. I need that. And that damn that $1 million baby, dude.
Yeah, very depressing.
It just should have had a Rocky thing to it to make. But that's where you said the chick
a
thing,
feel-bad
the
movie.
Madison County thing. It's like women love that. There's something about that women love. But guys want to see her knock out the girl that broke her neck. She comes back. She drinks raw eggs. She beats up a few girls.
Mm-hmm. Right.
On the way to getting back the one
And
that
then-
broke her neck.
And then it's the old Rocky Clubber Lang thing.
Yeah.
Where, he goes in there and just kicks some ass.
That's
Get the music
entertainment.
going and get that montage going.
When she
wanna
lost
see
her
the
leg,
comeback.
want to see your montage.
I said, when I was watching this, right, I got sucked into it, and I said, when she lost her leg from infection,
Yeah.
I go, wow, how's she gonna
How's she going to come
how's she
back?
gonna come back and knock the girl out with her leg?
Well, this story's getting good because somehow they got to figure out a way to give her a leg and get her in the ring
Man,
again.
this movie's been on for 3 hours. She gonna get a prosthetic leg in the 4th hour?
Nope. Oh no! And then when did you start thinking?
Oh boy.
Oh boy! I don't think. Oh, this isn't going to end well. This isn't going to end well.
What? Did the parents get the money? That's the only thing I think the parents didn't get the money. If the parents got the money, I'd have sued Clint Eastwood for like emotional. I'm not supposed to go to the movies for that.
Yeah.
That's something you're supposed to hear somebody tell you on the phone, and you go,
Sorry to tell you this. Yeah.
Look, I gotta go, man.
Oh,
And then Clint Eastwood is working on Dirty Harry, 2007.
oh
and,
no!
and he's playing Dirty Harry. Or
No, stop it.
Is he mentoring?
He cannot play that. Don't do
in,
this.
It's in pre-production.
Who's the star in it? Because I'm gonna tell you what it's gonna be. It's gonna be him
I have
as
no
the
idea.
mentor to some new Dirty Harry.
Yeah, new Dirty
Vin
Harry.
Diesel's Dirty Harry.
Look, you remind me a lot of me when I was your age.
A lot of that.
Look, it's a different time and a different age, and
Is it?
Wait a
and
minute.
it's going to be
Yeah,
like,
Pops.
yeah,
I get it.
All right, old man. This is how we do it today in some Fast and the Furious car.
Hey,
Hey, slow down. I'm getting too old for this.
Yeah, we know.
Remember Colors is like, hey, the cow, the
Pac-Man.
Pac-Man.
dude,
Yo, Pac-Man.
I just happen to have this in front of me today. Clint Eastwood's greatest movie ever.
Which one?
Play Misty for me.
Play Misty for me.
This was
I
horrible.
never
This was a TV movie from the 70s where
Misty for
he
me.
plays a disc jockey in this old, I guess it was a lighthouse or something. They had turned into
This
a
was a TV film.
TV movie. A lot of big celebrities did TV movies back in
A lot
the
of
old
them were
days.
good, too.
It
Sybil
was
was a
like
TV movie.
Remember the ABC Sunday night movie starring, and it was like a big event. Da, 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 da. They don't
And
do that
Brian
now.
Dennehy was the number one guy on the cast list.
Yeah.
Brian Dennehy, Joyce DeWitt, and
Love
stole
turns
my
to
child.
tragedy. In a Lifetime exclusive starring Marky Post. And the mother from Family Ties.
the mother. And Joe from the Facts of
From
Life.
the Facts of Life. After losing her breast to breast cancer, she thinks she found the perfect man. But he turns into a nightmare.
So it's like
starring Barbara Streisand's husband.
So he's the perfect guy until halfway through the movie, where he's like, just out of nowhere, tells her, "Shut up," and smacks her in the face. She goes, "Oh!"
I didn't know he was abusive.
And then he just turns into some homicidal maniac, and she's got to kill him. And then it ends in the courtroom with her getting acquitted.
The burning. Farrah Fawcett was good for that.
That was the
burning
first
bed.
one, the burn in bed,
Burning bed.
where she burnt the husband up in the bed.
In the
That was
bed.
like a true story or something.
She's announcing that she has cancer today, by the way. And
Yes.
She wants everyone to.
She held a press conference to tell the press to leave her alone.
Yeah, she had a press conference to tell the press to leave her alone through this difficult time. I think
Poor Farrah.
I think she's got the poop cancer.
No, does she, the colon?
I'm not sure.
Oh, Jesus.
Ow.
What kind of cancer is?
What has she got?
Is Farrah fighting? Poopy cancer?
Jesus.
Has she got the poopy cancer?
It's not.
Come on,
Could you-
man.
I love your medical jargon there.
Look at
Oh.
man, don't betray somebody that you know you pleasured yourself to when she was young and hot, man.
That
Give her
poster
come on, man.
that everyone had on the wall.
I liked her.
Even Tony Manero had that poster on his wall.
Come on, man. Don't.
I liked her
can't-
replacement actually.
Cheryl Ladd.
Cheryl Ladd
Yeah,
was
back
Cheryl
in the
Ladd
day,
in the
man.
Charlie's Angels days was unbelievable. Yeah,
Ridiculous.
but then they got that Terry Hatcher. What was no the other one?
Not Terry
No, not
Hatcher.
Terry Hatcher. It was something Hatch. Some other blonde bimbo. Like I'm supposed to remember the goddamn
got?
name. It's been 30 years. Lucky I came in
Starring
here to
the
remember
mother
him.
from Growing Pains.
You guys want to hear? you guys want to hear Clint Eastwood? As
It was a love she thought would last forever. Little did she know he held a secret.
There was a sinister side
There's
to
always-
Alan Thicke.
Oh, anytime it's anything with a penis, it's bad in a Lifetime movie. Alan Thicke.
Alan Thicke.
You guys want to hear Clint Eastwood as a DJ?
Yeah, let's do this. This is Play Misty for Me. TV movie back in the 70s when they were really big.
I can't. Are you sure this is a TV movie?
Well, someone is
Absolutely.
saying that it was in the movie theater.
No,
I think it was in the movie
wasn't.
theater. I'm
I
telling
will
you.
bet any amount of money right now. Play Misty for Me TV movie.
Go to
Stop it.
IMDb and we will.
Internet
know
Movie Database.
immediately.
Solve this. If this bill hangs up, I'll hunt him down.
All right, hold on, Bill. We'll find out.
Hold on, Bill.
Well, the movie is Clint Eastwood. He's a DJ in
Yeah.
Carmel, I guess.
Yeah, Carmel.
A
where
little
he ended
radio
up mayor.
station in the middle of nowhere, and he had to write his poems for his radio show.
His radio
He had
show.
to field the music. He had to pick out his music, and then he had to play poems that he wanted to play in between tunes.
That's what it was. His
And then
gig.
he had
Who
a-
would listen to that drivel?
And then he had the stalker that all she wanted to hear was play Misty.
Yeah, play Misty for
Play
me.
Misty for me.
And it just ends up with her running into the studio or his house with a knife trying to kill him.
Oh, yeah.
And all she'd say was, play Misty for me. And at first it was like, all right, what's your name?
All right, here's Clint Eastwood on the radio.
Taking requests.
Here he is.
Two for Tuesday. Here in the lighthouse.
Here he is reciting one of his poems.
Poems.
Men have destroyed the roads of wonder, and their cities squat like black toads.
It sucks.
In the orchards of life, nothing is clean or real or as a girl.
That's the PD
Make it
to
to
hotline
love
him.
or be a man with. This is Dave Garver with a little verse, a little talk, and 5 hours of music to be very, very nice to each other by.
Bye.
Clint, yeah. Look, we're going to talk. Can you bring in an air check into my office? Because we really got to go over this. You stink as a jock.
Yeah, but he ends up throwing her off the cliff in the end of the movie.
Yeah, that was pretty cool, but he's the worst disc jockey ever.
Hey, Opie, the Dirty Harry thing you're looking at on IMDb is the video game Clint Eastwood is going to be in.
Oh, he's doing a voiceover for it?
I thought it was in the movie section.
Oh,
It's
okay.
IMDb. I'm sorry
Oh,
about that.
it's a video game.
Okay.
Oh, that's cool.
Usually you'll just see a VO for voiceover.
Here's the broad calling in to Clint Eastwood as he does his radio show.
Men have destroyed the roads of wonder.
That sounds like my poem again.
Squat like black toad.
I'm being redundant.
Sorry.
It's a twofer, I told you.
KRML, Dave Garver speaking.
Hello?
Hi, what'll it be?
Play Misty for me.
Misty, huh? We have that right on the play rack. Thanks for calling.
That's his request.
Opie, push your fart button for me.
Yeah.
Do the thing when the guy's choking and doing something.
See, this is what DJs did before Howard showed us all what to do.
Yeah, thank God.
You dick.
Yeah.
We'll have more
I invented
sounds
poetry. Hoo hoo. Hoo hoo. I'm going out to the Hamptons. Robin. Hoo hoo hoo. They're ripping me off. Men are ruining the world and black toads are coming. But I invented all that. Radio is nothing before me. I'm going to satellite. Hoo hoo.
Radio is all about just reading poems.
I have 5 million
Before
listeners.
I came along.
Robin.
Now I have to have my girlfriend fall down at Madison Square Garden so they talk about me in the paper.
Hoo hoo.
What'd you do? What was the last who you did?
Hoo hoo.
Oh, man.
Here's more Clint Eastwood on the radio.
We'll have more smooth sounds in just 1 minute. But first, at 10 minutes to the hour, we're broadcasting from KRML in the Carmel Rancho Shopping Center, home of the Buccaneer, the Man's Boutique.
The man's but he's doing commercial reads.
Cheryl Teagues was replaced by Shelley Hack.
Shelley Hack.
Thank you, Ken, on Long Island.
She was horrid.
Thank you, Ken. And here's one more Clint Eastwood thing on the radio.
And now we have a pretty one for lonely lovers on a cool, cool night. It's the great Errol Garner classic, Misty. And this one is especially for Evelyn.
Oh, boy. He acknowledges Evelyn. You want to hear
Evelyn.
You want to hear Evelyn? Even though Clint Eastwood was just reading poems on the radio, he was making enough money to have a maid. And this is what Evelyn did to the black maid.
Of course they couldn't swear, but they could kill a black woman to death.
Wow.
They can
For
stab
a while.
her. They can stab a black woman till she really die.
I need a Negro woman for my movie.
All right, cut. You're not screaming hard enough, Negro.
Yeah, he directed this movie. Let's see.
I don't think they should have at least 2 directors when black people in movies.
It was his first directorial. It was his first movie he directed. Finished shooting 4 days ahead of schedule and $50,000 under budget.
Oh, look
Why
at
is that?
Film
something?
completed in 21 days. I don't know. It says nothing about the movies, but if it was in the movie, what is this? In theaters in 71, made $10,600,000. Like up till when? Yesterday at Blockbuster? I don't believe it. Still not agreeing.
And cut. Patrice, we need you to scream better than that.
Can she say, Mammy? Don't stab me, Mammy.
And stop blinking. We need your eyes buggy.
I'm new at this directing stuff, and it's throwing the lighting off. Every time you open those big Negro eyes.
Listen, I'm not going to blame anybody, but the niglet won't stop screaming correctly. How can white people direct? How can Steven Spielberg direct so many slave movies?
I don't know.
Cut.
They seem to like it.
Lordy Jesus, cut. Look, come on, let me talk to you. I've directed Jaws, Duel. I've done a lot of things. I know the way Negro's supposed to scream. Now, you go Lordy.
Lordy. Because that's what they said back then. I did the research.
LawDeeLodu.
Black
Lordy,
people,
Lordy.
black people have no problem with Spielberg making black movies, but Spike Lee's got problems with white people making certain like black theme movies, like some.
Why shouldn't you? Wait a minute.
When Malcolm X came about,
Spike Lee had made Schindler's List.
I
Could
think
Schindler's List have been a Spike Lee joint?
I think he could have. but I think it would have been completely different take on it, different feel.
Oh, Hitler, you better not put me in there.
But let me tell you something. Neither Steven Spielberg nor Spike Lee were either slaves or in the Holocaust. So I don't.
But who should? Okay, if who's more qualified to make a movie about Italian family life, me or you?
All right, but I'm in an Italian family. But these guys were never in the Holocaust. You could do as much research about the Holocaust, and I don't care what color you are, you're going to be able to make a film about it based on what you researched.
But black people innately know what black people did because it's passed through. Like certain behaviors pass through black folks.
You think it's in the genetic, in your
genetics,
genes?
but when you was a slave, somebody else, when the last slave was not a slave no more, he was still slavey enough, to talk to the dude that's not a slave.
The next guy.
All right, we got to take a break.
Spike Lee is more slavey because the Jews were slaves too. We can't. So Spielberg's not as slavey, even though.
We can't start this now.
Yeah, we got to go to break.
We have to take a break.
That Yul Brynner knew what an Egyptian was.
We have to take a break. This is good for after the break. Because this is another 40 minutes.
Slavey enough.
They're going to kill us down the hall. It's the RNA virus spreading across America. We got Patrice O'Neill in studio today.
The Opie and Anthony Podcast. Continues.
How we live
I understand.
is exactly like fucking Braveheart. There's the major Mel Gibson place.
Yeah.
But then you got to run through the rest of the country. You're running through the mountains to get the Skaguga clan to join you in society. These motherfuckers are
Patrice running. Rocky Mountains. Iowa.
and I've been to those places, and cosmopolitan white people. There's only about 5 cities in this country: New York, Philadelphia, Boston, Washington D.C., which is not really a city.
Say Atlanta.
Chicago, Atlanta,
Detroit.
No, not Detroit.
San Francisco, and Vegas. Nevada, and only because Vegas is in it. Now, I'm offend a couple of cities. Now, there's going to be, well, what about... I've been there, man. Minnesota should have to... A lot of these places should have to sign up to be...
part of the country.
What's wrong with us going down to 42 states? Why the fuck
do we get
does
to take
South and North Dakota get to be anything?
Do we get to take over their state, though?
Yeah,
or does it just stay there as a black hole?
We just swallow it up to the next. Illinois can swallow up some other towns and make a mega town. And they follow the lead from New York and fucking Los Angeles and San Francisco.
Until there's no more of that dead bullshit in the middle.
Those ridiculous human beings, those drones that walk around the middle of the country.
Off the top of your head, what states should get bigger and what states should get smaller?
The bigger should...
New York?
Ready?
Yeah.
New England should be called Boston.
Okay. So that takes Vermont, New Hampshire,
Maine, Rhode Island gets swallowed up by Boston, and
Massachusetts gets swallowed up.
Fuck the states.
Right.
This should be Connecticut and Jersey should be called New York. Pittsburgh should be called Philadelphia. The entire Pennsylvania should be called Philadelphiaville.
You just took care of the Northeast really quickly. All right, now work down the coast.
Holy shit.
The rest of the Northeast.
Delaware.
The rest of the East Coast.
Maryland.
Baltimore should be called... Baltimore should be called... That whole area should be called Washington, D.C. town.
You throw Virginia in there?
Florida should be called Miami.
Yes.
That is it. Spread Miami as far, make beaches, do whatever you need to do, but make that entire... North Carolina can stay. It's something... that should be there.
So
But
there's no
South Carolina.
So who gets
So
South
there's
Carolina?
No driving.
North Carolina.
All right, that's an easy
So if you're
one.
driving cross country, you're constantly in some cool.
You're in a place.
Things are
you're
going
not,
on.
You're not going to some weird.
What about the weird middle of the country?
That's what
how
I'm
do you
saying.
handle that?
But you have to. I think that makes Chicago.
The West Coast?
The entire Midwest.
The entire Midwest is just Chicago.
Okay.
So
Indiana.
If you're in Tennessee, you're in Chicago.
Yes. Texas stays
Kansas.
Texas.
Chicago.
Kansas is Chicago. Any town you can't fly to in a big plane, can't get to Kansas City in a big plane. You're not a fucking town. You're not Chicago.
Connecting flight means
international. Who the fuck? Nebraska don't get to say they have an international airport, nigga. Because fucking Canadian planes land there. Suck a dick, man.
What about like Montana, Wyoming?
You know who gets them?
Yeah.
You share it between Oregon and Washington. You Washington, because Seattle's real.
Yeah.
And Portland is real.
Right.
They swallow up that entire Wyoming, South Dakota,
Idaho,
all of that nonsense.
all that
where
shit.
They get swallowed the fuck up.
And Denver.
Denver stays. Denver's a major
And
town.
Denver sucks up the Four Corners, all that shit.
Now, what's next to Denver?
Yeah, Denver's got fucking Utah. Colorado has Utah next to it. And then I think a little piece of
Utah. Denver gets.
So Denver.
Utah becomes Denverville.
Salt Lake City, even like that's gone. It's now Denver.
No.
Nebraska too. Yeah, Nebraska.
Come on, man. I'm dead ass.
Up.
Now I know you from there, but I don't defend Boston. I'm from Boston. I don't fucking get ultra defensive. But these places, Maine, Maine and New Hampshire.
Arizona's
Let me
LA.
wait a minute. You know it takes only 4 hours to drive through every state in New England. Eat ass. Why would Rhode Island waste our time being a state?
You can get through that in an hour.
I can understand
You can do it in an
250 years ago, maybe, but not now.
You can cut through Connecticut to get to New. You can completely avoid Rhode Island for your entire life.
When people were riding horses, it made sense because you know it took a while. But now with cars and planes, why fucking small states?
Fuck you and your
I like
local.
this
What do
plan.
they call that shit? Your local
Regional
fucking
regional
nonsense.
thinking.
So the Super Bowl would just be great. That's it. We're giant. We need to stop this bullshit.
Giant states.
But
Giant
you know,
cities.
I got
Not
one
even
more
states.
You didn't-
Cities. Yeah.
You got to handle Texas.
Texas is stays because Dallas
course
is a
Texas
mother.
stays, but
Texas.
what does it
Dallas,
grab?
What does it
Houston.
grab? What's
Oh my God,
Because
Oklahoma.
Houston,
Oklahoma's
Dallas,
there.
San Antonio.
New Mexico. It's got to grab New Mexico.
Fucking A.
And
That's
Arizona.
Texas.
Texas gets New Mexico.
Arizona becomes L.A.
Arizona is now Los Angeles.
Los Angeles.
Reno can be San Francisco. Texas gets everything that it connects to.
Around it, right. Okay.
To take
asking
take
questions.
some pressure off of Chicago.
Right, being Chicago with the whole Midwest.
And Denver.
yeah, okay.
Texas can take a lot of things.
And my
This could
final
work.
question, how many states we go down to?
That's
that
how
would
I
make
don't have
it would be about 5-6 states.
Good.
Good.
That's about it.
What about Hawaii and Alaska?
Hawaii
States, just
stays.
cities.
Alaska can fucking go. Alaska.
Alaska's
Why?
Canada or Russia.
Get out of here.
Not
Kenny,
even
we
part.
can sell them that.
Oh, Kenny.
I don't want to break up the funny, but there is a National Geographic special about this, and how the states got developed and why the borders are why they are.
Really?
Yeah, like I fell asleep watching it. That's how good it is.
Of course you did.
But it's like the Erie Canal.
Your TV fell asleep watching you.
Big cities built up commerce. Because in the old days they could just go down rivers and stuff, and that's
so
why.
are you supporting that we changed this what we did back then?
No, I'm just saying people back then was fucked up.
Right,
That's why.
It's based pretty much on geography and what people had to
Primitive.
do
Rivers
to
were
get,
and all that
to get
shit.
through rivers and over mountains and things like that.
All right, Danny kept track. So you got the United States of Patrice. You got New York, Boston, Philadelphiaville, Washington, D.C. town, Miami, Chicago, Texas, Denverville,
San Francisco. L.A.
L.A. and
You got L.A.
and Portland.
Can I see a map, please? Because I could do this with a map. I need to see a map because I'll tell you.
Right.
I'll tell you what doesn't. I've been
goddamn.
It's
makes a lot of sense.
It's just like subdivisions.
It's
it's subdivisions.
It's time to consolidate this country.
Stop this shit.
Yeah.
Stop this fucking shit.
And then you could get rid of so many politicians because then it's just you don't need a representative from every fucking little district and fucking. It'd be great.
Now I see this. This is fantastic.
Here's the state. Fuck
Texas gets. Oh Lord, have mercy. Texas gets Louisiana, Oklahoma, New Mexico, Kansas, and Colorado. Sucked in by fucking Texas.
One big Texas.
California, which would be Los Angeles, gets Nevada, Arizona, and Utah. Colorado gets sucked in by Texas. Colorado don't get because Denver is a bad motherfucker, but it's just not enough. Washington and Oregon split. Wyoming, Idaho, North Dakota, South Dakota gets all sucked up.
Wow,
and we will call it all because we'll make Seattle be we'll make Portland be a subdivision of Washington, of Portland. So Portland will be now Montana, North Dakota, South Dakota, Wyoming, and Idaho will now be called Portland.
Wow, that's huge.
Now we have
All right, moving over.
We have Chicago.
Okay.
Illinois Chicago will be now consist of Indiana, Ohio, Iowa, and Missouri. Okay?
Yeah.
What about Michigan and Wisconsin?
Michigan's in there. All of that is now called Chicago.
All right.
New York will be Pennsylvania. No.
What happened to
Wait a minute. No. New York will be shit.
Jersey,
New
Connecticut.
York will be New England and Connecticut.
Holy shit.
So fuck.
Wait, start from
wait.
You got this figured out. Go to the top. Go to Maine and work your way down now. You got the Boston thing figured
because
out.
New York is so important.
Yes.
Why doesn't New York It should be as big as swallowing up.
Hold on, I got it.
Texas.
I got it too. New York should eat Ohio and Michigan.
And Rhode Island and Connecticut and Jersey.
And Maine.
You give us
Boston.
Rhode Island.
And let's take New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, as New England and Boston.
Yeah, you just take that shit over.
We're taking fucking parts of Canada.
Yeah, you could take that shit over for Boston.
No borders.
I think this may, and only because it's supposed to be a cosmopolitan city, but this may fuck up everything. Boston, I put it in the same thing as Denver. The entire Massachusetts is not important enough. I say New York eats it all.
And
Boston is a subdivision, just like Seattle is a subdivision of Portland is a subdivision of Seattle. But they have still, I'm Portland, but that whole shit.
It belongs to
Seattle, really.
So now New York.
Professor Patrice, what happens to the Red Sox-Yankees rivalry?
They got to get together.
Yeah.
And wait.
How is that going to happen?
We can have, wait a minute, still have sports. I'm talking about, look it. There's going to be some shit going on. And then we have to maybe, wait a second, because football, basketball, all these things are old too. We should start to develop some new, more powerful sports.
More powerful.
Some fucking sports.
For example.
That where these 7 motherfuckers that
Big
play
ass,
or whatever, it's some major shit going on. And it'll be, we could, instead of 11 guys playing football, let's have 33 on each side. Let's fucking...
How big's the field?
Humongous, nigga. Imagine how big the one in Texas is going to be. We could just turn Iowa into a stadium.
Just for sports. All right, so New York takes everything above it and Jersey.
I think Philadelphia gets some things. Philadelphia gets West Virginia. Philadelphia can have Ohio, and Philadelphia can have...
That's about it. It should get Jersey, I guess.
I guess
pretty
Philadelphia
damn close.
And we'll
maybe
go
split Jersey in half.
And we make Miami will be Alabama.
Georgia.
It will be South Carolina. It will be Tennessee, and North Carolina gets to survive. North Carolina will be part of D.C. So D.C. now will be made of Virginia, North Carolina, West Virginia, and Kentucky. That will be called Charlotte. Or no, D.C. town. That would be D.C. town.
D.C. town.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
I'm
Yes.
in. I like this.
Yes.
I like big change like that.
Oh, my God.
That's good.
Can you imagine this?
I'm in.
This actually
When do we vote on this
And
referendum?
we erase this shitty fucking
just
these lines.
All those imaginary lines have to go.
All of that
stupid.
shit.
We make new imaginary lines because we can.
And you know what? And we shut down all those shitty highways, those halfway. It's just a big 95 that
Major.
shoots through a big ass 580, a big ass 1, and you fucking deal with that, and you make the fucking highways 50 lanes, and that's the infrastructure.
Just big.
That's
Everything's
the
got to
infrastructure.
be big.
50-lane highways.
50
That'd be
lanes.
really confusing
That
if
is
you
fantastic.
yeah,
Change
get
it
over to the right.
The United Areas of America.
United Areas.
And if Canada wants to get in it, we'll take you over and figure that shit out too.
I love it. Wow.
For real, man. It's just nonsense, all these fucking...
It is.
These,
I've never heard it put quite this way, but yeah, that would be a major change to run on. Now, you're talking change. That's a fucking change to...
there you go.
But
Why
Chicago-
are we still being traditional?
Yeah.
Patrice, Chicago very mad on the phones. And
Why?
He's saying...
It's
well, hold on.
Chicagoland.
The whole thing is
let's
Chicago.
find out.
You get Wisconsin?
Yeah, you dummy.
I don't know. He lives there. John in Chicago. Why are you mad? This makes perfect sense.
Well, we don't want any of those other fucking states.
You got to take him, dude. You got to take
He
him.
doesn't want them.
You think New York wants New Hampshire?
No.
But here's the thing. Listen, Chicago guy. You are taxed with the responsibility of teaching North Dakota
To be Chicago.
to be better.
And to be Chicago.
Stop being North Dakota.
Build some giant buildings and...
The only one we want is Wisconsin, so we can enslave those.
This is the problem.
Christ.
What
It's
about
going to
the-
be
Yeah.
fucked up.
What about the-
all
hold
kind
on,
of
hold on.
rapes and
I
shit.
never
Hold on.
brought that into
What about
consideration.
the new slavery? If you're changing the whole fucking thing.
Subjugation?
Yeah,
Come on, that's just a people thing.
Where do we-
I'm not trying to say you should go.
What state do we get the new slaves from?
He's just
if you had to.
If
If you had to. This
Oh my
is if you
God.
had to.
Holy shit.
We're starting
I don't know.
over, and we're making these humongous states. Might need
can't-
slaves to might need slaves to build the 50-lane highways.
Borders are being changed. You can't bring back slavery.
No, motherfucker, we finally got
I
them.
don't
Who's
know.
going to build the 50-lane highways? What state we get the slaves from?
Oh, wow,
Where we
indentured service, that's true.
We sacrifice one state and take all our slaves from there.
Okay, all right.
Which
Yeah,
one
all
would
right,
you
you
do?
had to have me think for a minute. Okay.
Danny puts the
Put
state
that
of
back up
Mexico.
there.
This is called a if you had to scenario.
Okay, here's the situation.
We need people
Out
to
of
build.
the new state of Seattle. Was it Portland or Seattle?
Portland.
Out of the new state of Portlandville.
You're right.
Who's the weakest state? Who would you say is the weakest linked state?
I'm saying right away, Idaho.
Bam, they the slaves.
So we get all our slaves from Idaho.
Idaho the slaves.
To build the 50-lane highways, super highways.
In Texasville?
Yeah. Wait, we could just get
What's
them
the
from one
weakest
place.
state? Nah, because not enough people in Idaho. Idaho got to do the shit in
Okay.
Portland.
All right.
That's Portland infrastructure.
I gotta say,
I'll
now
say
the South's pretty fucking uppity, so I'm gonna say New Mexico.
will be
I'm going the other
Texasville.
way. Yeah.
Yeah, Texasville will get New Mexico because that belongs to Texas.
Right.
So they'll get their slaves from
So
New
I would
Mexico.
say New Hampshire and Maine will be the slaves from New Yorkville.
Yeah.
And Boston, just to get a perk, since we did dismiss them,
Yeah.
they will be the overseers. So Phillyville will let it will be we will go Jesus, it's gonna be a lot of mad motherfuckers, man.
Yeah, I see where you're going here.
I would probably say Ohio.
I was thinking the
will
same
be
thing.
the slaves.
Yeah.
And they will fix Phillyville.
Sorry, Cleveland.
Ugh.
I can't wait till this actually gets picked up and comes to fruition.
Someone's saying you're brilliant because you could drive through all of New Hampshire and New England, in 8 hours, and it takes you 14 to go across Texas.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying.
So your logic is right there.
It's like I might be
There's
off
no
with
reason,
4, but it's so short to.
There's no reason why they didn't make that all one state back.
It don't make no sense.
Back in the day.
It makes no sense to have a South and a North Dakota. It's archaic. It's what they call draconian logic.
Draconian.
It's senseless shit.
Why? It's like shit that's based
North
on stuff
and
that
South Dakota?
was forever ago.
North and South Carolina for what? Nonsense.
Confusing. It's like street signs that are like South.
At least change
South
it
Elm
to Dakota
and North Elm.
Just say Dakota.
Just call it Dakota.
They
make it one
knocked down
thing.
that fucking stupid wall in Germany. Jesus.
At least start easy and just go Dakota.
Yeah, Dakota.
Carolina.
Carolina.
At least start there and see how people like it.
Virginia.
You know. Go slow with this thing.
I like it.
Go slow.
I know there's a lot of angry motherfuckers because they just
take their state pride.
Yeah, they just take that shit and
Sorry.
And Vermont and New Hampshire looks exactly the same. One's upside down. That's it. So turn that into one. That's an easy change right away.
It's a nice square.
Yeah, make it into a nice
square
state.
And Massachusetts really is a mess other than
Boston.
I'm gonna tell you how I'll tell you how bad Massachusetts is. You meet somebody from Massachusetts, they go, "Hey, I'm from Boston."
Right.
Where? Springfield? That's 2.5 hours away. Where you from? Peabody? That's not Boston,
You're not
motherfucker.
from Boston.
You're from the surrounding area.
God, that's funny, man.
That's so true.
Stop
Oh
it.
shit, that is so true. Oh my god, yeah. Well, fucking.
Look how you can feel. You know what? You can really feel the anger.
Framingham.
Because I've been to those places. But you know who's only angry about this?
Who?
The
people
fucking
that are getting sucked up.
Yeah, the fucking.
And do you remember
drones?
Do you remember when we first started at WNEW and the old jocks hated us there?
Of course.
And we're broadcasting from New York City. And their argument with us was, "You're not from New York. You guys are Long Island guys." So what happened to us? Long Island's right there.
Yep.
But
to them, they're like, "You're not."
We don't live in Manhattan.
Yeah, you're not. You guys are foreigners.
You do now.
To this radio station. Well, I've been for
I'm
a while.
still Long Island. I'm not allowed to leave. I'm the king of Long Island trash now. I can't leave. It's my kingdom.
But now it'll be all of that fucking borough shit. It just is New Yorkville, man.
New Yorkville.
New Yorkville.
I like it.
Does everything have to end in Ville?
No.
Town.
All right, good.
You can vote on a name. I mean, I can't think of everything to say in
he's
this country.
just laying down the borders.
Hey, yeah, Eric is saying in Miami, Texarkana. So they sort of they're open to the idea. They're just not all in yet.
Call it York.
Yeah. I'm in. I like it.
All right, we gotta get the fuck out of here. Patrice, you fucking rule.
Love it.
Your logic is just beyond amazing.
This is like fucking PBS when Patrice is in. It's just educational broadcasting.
And I get all the grief.
Yes.
Fat fucking asshole. And then and you guys are safe and come to work.
Hey, great show today. Great show. Patrice's like, "You motherfucking piece of shit."
Why? Because I said just shitty Idaho is mad?
Who's going to be mad? Stop.
I forced you to pick the state for the slaves.
You're right.
Just grow your potatoes and shut your
dumb
face.
Potatoes. Get it.
The Opie and Anthony Podcast.
Are they literally pulling guns out, pointing them and taking money these days? Like, what's
Yes,
the preferred way to rob somebody?
No one's playing around. When I was a
No
kid,
one's fucking around.
When I was a kid,
A
I got
knife.
robbed twice.
Yeah.
One was implied gunpoint, and one was actual gunpoint.
Oh, implied was what?
And,
He did the old school
This
in the
nigga
coat.
did the Texas finger in the pocket.
Nah, Muggsy.
and took his hand out and took the money and put the gun
Same hand.
with the finger gun, nigga. But he didn't have to do much else. I wasn't fucking with him. I don't know any karate moves. I don't even know. Even if I got a motherfucker was quick enough to hold him, I wouldn't know what to do.
Yeah.
Like I would do a movie thing and just keep hitting his hand on
Yeah.
something really hard, and maybe he'll drop it. And I'm like, get the
How
fuck out of here.
scary is it though to just watch that barrel of the gun as you're trying to hold it, just slowly turning toward your face, and you're trying your best to not. Oh,
The only thing you get mad enough to do is die. Meaning, you know what? I'm so mad right now. I'm willing to take this gunshot so you don't have satisfaction. I hate you so much for this.
Yeah.
The other one, I got robbed with a gun. And a little small caliber. I don't know. You know, to me, people aren't even scared of 22s who know guns. They think 22s are funny.
It'll fuck you up.
But they'll kill you, whatever.
Yeah.
And but he knew he could rob me at this point. This is why I'm so angry. quick and angry because the guy had been testing me all the way that night. We was playing basketball. And just some dude was around, just bumping into everybody. He was just fine.
But you were playing the guy on the basketball
We was
court?
playing basketball, yeah.
Oh, what a prick.
A pickup game?
Pickup game.
Don't know the guy?
Don't know the guy.
He's just elbowing you the entire game.
Not elbowing. He was...
What the fuck?
He was just he was lurking.
Yeah.
Where, like, if I look, it's called the punk test. So, like, it's like 5 phases. I bump into you. You go, hey, why?
Yeah.
There was enough room for me and you to walk without you bumping into me. Then it was like, then it's like a step on your foot. Then it's like a hard pinch. You're like, hey, man,
he's doing recon on your ass.
He's doing recon,
Yeah.
and by the time he decides he's gonna make up whatever story is, they're gonna rob you. Like he even made up a story. He go, I think you did something to my cousin.
But
I tried.
Why do you need an excuse?
Yeah, at this point,
if you have a gun,
and I was so ashamed because
to really make it hurt. What
wait
the
a minute.
fuck?
He goes like this. He
this
goes, hey yo. And I said, uh-oh. So I tried to be hardcore.
Right away.
I tried to be hardcore, but he had already given me the punk test. I failed miserably. Mazno. So Mazno. And so he failed. Why do you think Maz is a 12-degree black belt? Somebody got him with the punk test when he was fucking young.
Oh, shit.
So he goes, yo, and then I go, yo, what's up, yo? Like, but he already knew. And he's like, yo, man, what the fuck you mean, what's up? I said, whoops. I stuck my heart in my pocket just so you don't take that away. I need my heartbeat. That motherfucker, he didn't need a gun at that point, but he knew it. He already knew.
Yeah.
He stole, I had one of those break dancing. I was the first motherfucker to have a break dancing Puma suit. It was an old school. If you look at Puma suit, he took my 4X tall Puma suit.
What were you wearing?
Luckily,
holy
I
shit.
had on.
This is so fucked.
Luckily, I had on a pair of not sexy sweatpants because it was a little cold. So I had some non-sexy sweatpants under the Puma suit and a sweater under the Puma suit jacket. And he took my Puma suit.
Your pants and everything.
He took my pants.
Now, what did he say? What did he say?
He said, yo, nigga, you the motherfucker that fucking, you the nigga that was fucking with my cousin, yo. Yo, what the fuck, you too big to be fucking with my cousin, nigga. I was like,
no.
What cousin? I was trying to be hard. He said, shut the fuck up, nigga. And he didn't even pull it. He showed me the G of the gun, nigga. Like, I don't.
It was just whatever he showed you.
And I was standing there frozen, man.
So now, what are you thinking? He's going to take your Puma suit?
No, I'm thinking.
So when he says,
I'm thinking
he's going to shoot you, maybe.
I know he didn't think that I really did something to his stupid cousin.
Right.
I didn't know what he wanted.
But did you just...
Might have been sneakers, because I had the breakdancing Puma sneakers, too. I was dressed like Ozone from Breaking, nigga. I'm telling you.
But now when he said...
give me that Puma suit, yo. Give me a suit, yo.
Are you thinking, are you fucking shitting me? You want my clothes?
No, because back then, people were dying over 2 things.
8-ball jackets?
Jackets. But back then it was bombers.
Bombers.
They were dying. If you had and it didn't have to be leather. If you had a bomber or a nice jacket, you got killed.
Yeah.
And big radios that you would carry on your shoulder.
Yeah, the big boom
Why would you walk around that way then?
Because you fucking...
Because that's the way you walked around.
You had to.
Why would you increase your odds, though?
Holy
what are you going to do? That's
shit.
what, but I'm telling you.
This is my dumb world. I don't get this world.
Black people like wolf tick. We don't like to be punks. Like, I know look, it's unexplainable, but we don't like to, it's the dozens, it's wolf tick. It's like, fuck that. I'm carrying my shit.
I'm carrying.
Did you have to take your pants off in front of everyone?
I took in front of him and another motherfucker.
Were they
another motherfucker with him?
Were they laughing?
Were they rubbing it in when you were taking them off?
Nigga, when he said go around the corner, I get the fuck out of here. I walked around the corner. As soon as I didn't see him, you've never seen a 300-pound person run that fast. As soon as he let me go, because he could have been like, you know what? Let me just...
Yeah, fuck this guy.
This motherfucker.
I think he saw me. He might,
I don't like this motherfucker.
Might say so.
And I ran, And I think I looked back and I saw them peek, and they was not going to chase me because I ran fast.
Holy
Then I went over my boy's
shit.
house because he was close.
Yeah, let's get these motherfuckers.
No. He laughed. They all laughed. They laughed. I was sitting there.
You didn't pull any Boys in the Hood shit?
That's what I was doing. I love that one. I fucking was punching the air. Like, what this shit is fucked up? Niggas was laughing and shit.
Some Boys in the Hood shit.
Niggas was laughing. The thing about this guy, he was notorious. I didn't feel so bad.
Oh, goddamn.
He was notorious, this guy.
Oh, yeah,
I seen him 3 more times robbing 3 other people. 3
Holy
different
shit.
in daylight around there. He was
brazen.
He was fucking a public enemy. This guy. I seen him at a wrestling match, robbing people.
What, you ever find out what happened to him?
No, I don't.
Hopefully gunned down somewhere, motherfucker.
Something not good. I mean,
I'm sure
his luck was going to run out.
That man was Barack Obama.
I mean, it ain't like karma works.
Yeah.
But at this point, back then it was, they let you live, man. In that situation now, they'd shoot me. They would shoot me just because they wanted to pull that trigger, man. There's motherfuckers that die for less.
Wait till you take the Puma suit off, though. Can't be stitching up a hole in
I
that
undressed like a motherfucker.
I thought the story was going to end with you in boxers.
Oh, if you were standing there in boxers and a wife beater.
And no shoes.
No shoes.
No shoe. And you know,
no shoes and boxers.
I would have been happy. So, and that was pre-diabetes, so I would have walked over glass and everything to get the fuck out of there. Cut up feet, rocks.
God damn.
But after that, it's the punk test. And it fucked me up for the rest of my life. I might have been 13, 14, but I was a big motherfucker. I was already in high school playing football. And I always say, don't let a motherfucker get to the next place.
Yeah.
Because just in anything, like and even in business, you just go, no, I'm not gonna.
Right at level 1.
It's like, if you, and like the advice you get in show business, hey man, just do it this way this time, and then the next time you can get more. Like, no, once a motherfucker fuck you in your butt. He wants to take 4 more pumps. You think he's going to take 1 pump? This guy bumped into me. I should have said
with 1 pump.
I should have said, man, there was a lot of room, man. Whatever the fuck you trying to do, you better do it. Don't go put me through this shit.
Oh yeah. So that's what you should have said.
I should have just said, yo, man, whatever the fuck you doing, do it. Because I don't have a gun, but don't play me.
Yeah. Was he a big guy?
No, it was 2 of them. It was this little, I don't want to say his name. I feel like saying his name, but I'm not going to say his name because I don't know if he's still little motherfucker. But they used to rob drug dealers, too. They weren't, they just saw my breakdancing Puma suit.
Oh, they can't be alive.
Right when they saw that suit, they were probably like, I am jacking that motherfucker for his suit.
Dude, my moms used to go out to get me some shit sometime, man. I had a big, I had to be 250, 260 then. So it was a 3X at least.
What the fuck was he gonna do with that?
Sell it to a big motherfucker. There's somebody that was breakdancing in my shit. He should have took the shoes too. I think he was being merciful. Yeah, he was
mercy on you.
Yeah, he was being benevolent.
Let the little motherfucker.
Yeah, nigga, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
14 years old.
14, man. This motherfucker was a hard criminal.
You must have been fucking feeling just like so violated.
Yeah.
That must have been a violating
A
feeling.
lot of things happened to me as a kid. A guy was in the house when I came home from school one time in the 5th grade. And I was a latchkey kid. Mm-hmm. He swung in through we lived on the 3rd floor, the top of the building. He swung in through the window.
Swung in
and was in there.
Don't make it that easy for Anthony, please. Don't make it that easy for him.
I'm telling you the truth.
Make him work for it, Patrice, will you? Jesus.
He swung through the window, and he was in the house, man. I was 10 or something in the 5th grade, and he was standing there with a knife and shit. Matter of fact, I ain't gonna lie. It was a butter knife, but I was just too...
A knife's a knife.
I was just too nervous to know what to do, yeah. And that fucker locked me in the closet.
Shit.
But I knew he was not a hardened guy, because he was kind of nervous, but I was too young to even know, and I don't know. I probably was big enough to fuck him up, but...
Was he a cracky, you think?
It was probably new crack. It was probably new.
Little desperate. So what, Mom came home and had to let you out of the closet?
Yeah, and she was mad that she had to come home. My mother was gangster.
She was mad at you?
She was kind of mad that I let this little motherfucker lock me in the closet. She said, how many were there? It was just one. Like,
and you fucking went in the club.
And this nigga, you know what I remember?
What did they
from
take?
That?
Do you remember?
I remember what he took.
Yeah.
My mother, when we used to sell spices for school, back then we would sell spices.
Yeah.
Now it's candy bars.
Now it's candy bar, but it used to be spices. My mother sold enough spices for me to get a TV.
Nice.
He stole my Spice TV. That motherfucker stole my Spice Prize television. That cocksucker. My mother sold enough for you to choose what you wanted in the magazine. I had my little Spice.
This is terrible shit.
I know,
This is terrible
I'm so glad
shit.
I gave you a gift today. I'm so glad today's the day I gave you the gift.
I cannot believe how terrible this shit is.
It's horrendous.
It just, to me, seems so violating.
It is. And that's why you think I'm so mad? Like, it's just, I'd be mad all the time.
Like, you got to carry that anger with
yeah,
you
because
your entire fucking life.
Just go, that's a lot of people. I got a friend that boxes now, that he boxes because it was some things that happened to him, and he just wants to beat people up, man.
The only thing I
he
remember...
just wants to beat you up.
From my youth, the only thing I remember that was really violating to me was this one kid in front of these stores used to slap box with me every so often, and I was never good at fighting or anything. I never knew how to block anything, so this guy was just able to smack me around and shit. But it was light, like taps and shit like that. And one day he was with two of his friends, and he's like, "Hey, Kimmy, get over here." I was like, "Oh, fuck, here comes he." And he starts slap boxing. So he throws a slap at me, and I lean back, and I come back forward, and a fucking right fist was waiting for me.
Jesus.
Bam! He clocked me in the eye. I went down on my ass, blind in that eye. Like, it was just, couldn't see. I grabbed my eye and just felt warm all over, blood pouring down my fucking face. And I looked up enough with one eye to see him and his friends going, like laughing at me, almost knocked out on my ass, bleeding from my eye. And I can't tell you how many years, like, that's
to this
stuck
day,
in my
it's
head.
still, you
To
never
this
heal
day.
from certain things.
To this
dude.
day. And all I wanted to do was fucking kill him.
Is that the guns?
And I had fantasies
Is
about
that your guns?
That's probably where the guns
that
come
the
from.
guns?
That's probably where the guns.
Dude, if you
Gabriel Mayers.
you never forget
remember
the
the
name.
name?
Oh,
You
no,
and you think you get older, but see where I grew up, this was before gangs. Mm-hmm. When I was from 3 to 15, there was no gangs.
No.
It was the rough kids and the silly kids. I was a silly motherfucker. I was funny and I played ball, and then it was the street kids. And your whole life was trying to avoid those kids. You took a new route. You pick a route and go around the corner.
You
see the motherfuckers coming. You build your quick escape James Bond. You unpack your James Bond submarine car, nigga, and go in the lake. And there was these motherfuckers that lived next door. I remember their names too. I just don't say they can't. They caught one of my friends, man, by himself. Man, they made him do two things, and I felt bad for him to this day. They made him hold a Dixie cup so they could shoot rocks with homemade slingshots at the Dixie cup as target practice, and they made him be a basketball hoop.
Oh God! So he made his arms.
They made him hold his arms.
So your face is the backboard,
and they would shoot, and the ball would hit his face and go into his arm.
That's brutal.
Oh God damn.
And all you can do is go, man, I'm glad they didn't catch me today.
Yeah,
That's
wasn't
why.
you.
That's why this whole cyberbullying thing is just horseshit in the end. Because we all grew up with it.
Are you telling me after Puma suit I shouldn't have fucking
jumped off a
took
bridge
a couple
or
of
something?
sleeping pills? It's
something.
Shit.
At least
It's horrible what happened to that kid.
I felt bad for that kid, but
of course
Yeah.
it's not. But it's not an epidemic.
But I'll tell you
it's
something
always
else.
been around.
At least cyberbullying,
some form
ain't
of
fucking
bullying,
leaving me with a black eye and fucking
blood pouring out.
and someone else now has to deal with your fucking the redemption. Like you're going to be quick to blow a fucking. When you shoot him,
I ain't getting hit again, motherfucker.
Yeah, if you think I'm gonna ever get hit in my eye again, you fucking sadly mistaken.
We don't have to do this, obviously, but we could take phone calls for days about how people were bullied growing up or did the bullying.
Yes.
And I even said some of the bullies were even bullied.
The first time I stood up for myself, and this is why TV is very important, by the way. This motherfucker was fucking with me.
TV.
I said, I ain't taking this shit no more, man. Fuck this, right? Mm-hmm. I remember my man Gomez. I have to say this, Gomez. This dude had did something to me the day before. He had punched me in the face. And I had thought about it all night.
Could you tell me how old you were for reference?
15. This is when I said
15, you finally said,
fuck this. I
want to wear my own Puma suit.
I can't deal with not wearing my Puma suit ever again. Puma suit. And this motherfucker did. I think he had. Oh no! It was 2 days before we were playing basketball, and he passed me the ball, and I missed the pass. Something, but I guess you want to fight somebody anyway.
Yeah.
And you just make up anything to fight. So we had a fight or something. But I had said I took the high road. Like, look, man. I don't know. You get older. When you're younger, that you're a punk. Older, you're like, are you serious? But he was just like following me home. I went home, and the next day on the bus, Gomez was like, "Yo, let me hold your bag because you got to do what you got to do." I remember Gomez. Gomez actually, that's the nigga that said, "Man, you got no choice."
Yeah, it's time.
But I had, you ever see Bad Boys with Sean Penn?
Oh yeah, love that one.
Well, I didn't have Coke cans to put into a pillowcase. I put my mother had aerobic weights, and I put aerobic weights in a plastic bag and took it to the bus, and I just started swinging on it with aerobic weights.
Fuck.
But what happened is I went back to hit that third swing, and I really didn't get them good like I wanted to. They flew out the back of the bag. And so I hit him twice with just an empty bag. So I just had to jump on him and just start fighting. And once my fist, I just wasn't a fighter when I was growing up. Once my fist, I was physical, but not just punching people. But once my fist started hitting his face, I was like, this is not so bad. And he swung and hit me, and we were fighting. And I go, this is not so bad to get fucked up and then possibly fuck somebody else up. I was 300 pounds, so that couldn't have felt good to him.
No.
So anytime you get hit in the eye, you see the shine, that big shine, and then it goes back to regular. Or in the nose, both eyes shine, and then go back, but then your nose is like, and I'm like, this ain't, so imagine, like, his must feel really bad. Worse. So that was when I was like, I don't want to deal with this no more. And that was literally the last time, but I was still, this motherfucker pull a gun out. I'm going, look, man, take what you got to take. Yeah. But in terms of a motherfucker, like, balling up his fist, I used to be scared to fight. But if a motherfucker balling up his fist, you go,
I'll take a punch.
I'll take a fucking punch in the face. Fuck that shit.
I've never been very good at taking a punch, though.
But it's like to give one is worth taking one. To just
got a glass jaw.
To hit a motherfucker, it hurts.
You knock right the fuck out.
If you just kind of lightly hit yourself in the face, just a little harder than soft, that fucking hurts. Yeah, it hurts.
Especially when you get older, it's just.
Now you just fucking.
Now you don't.
That's only white trash.
Right.
You will only see white trash old guys on cops. In the trailer park.
Just beefing.
Motherfuckers, like drunk and punching each other in the face, all bloodied, their T-shirts ripped. He's talking shit about my wife. And I've never been much of a fighter.
I
got out of a lot of shit by
but
being
you're funny,
a
though. But see,
shit
funny people are funny.
Yeah. So you get away with it.
Funny, but where I'm from, funny was too much laughing, too much giggling. Too much. You know how I became a victim in that Puma story? I remember. I never fucking forgot.
What'd you do?
I was doing an impression of Deputy Dog.
Oh, in the fucking hood.
That guy
in the hood.
That guy just went like, oh, yeah.
This fat pussy. And I was going, I was like, you remember, we laughing about Deputy Dog. And this motherfucker was like, you just know he was like, this motherfucker.
You're doing Deputy Dog. He's got a gun. Oh, fuck, man. God damn, man.
Oh, shit, man. I remember that shit like it was yesterday. I'm 40. Still, if I had 3 genie wishes, nigga.
That would be one of them?
One of them. $1 billion, cure diabetes, and burn this nigga.